Jason back again from Auto Appraised 1937 Ford, getting ready for a test drive. This is video 3, and I keep hitting pause hoping that the weather would get better, but it's been raining all day. Quick check of the lights. We've got LED tail lights and those are working. Headlights and bright lights are working. Turn signals are flashing. The other videos go over the underbody, much of the exterior. 302 small block MSD ignition. Firewall's been modified. Aluminum radiator. There's a stay-in-place hood latch, and unfortunately somebody must have tried to pull down on that hood at some point and damaged it. You got to come in here and turn this rod, and then it'll drop down. Oil's in good shape. Transmission fluid was in good shape. Paint wells while I'm under the light, so there's a crack here that's going to need to be addressed. A few small scratches, and not really a few, there's plentiful. This is probably the only really bubbling type of rust on the body here. A few variations of some hairline scratches that would maybe wheel out. You can't really feel these with your fingernail. Some other scratches, chips back around here that will not wheel out. A few paint deformities on the running boards. A few chips and heel marks and scratches throughout. This door was reshot. It's got a little more of a rose hue to it than the purple on the rest of the body, and the hue carries through probably on these running boards as well, which are fiberglass. These are steel rear fenders. Got digital paint readings around the car. There's some filler in various locations, nothing too concentrated. A couple small swells back here and here. Small crack right down here, down low. A few hairline scratches here that you cannot really feel. Small bubble and swell. Little crack scratch you can feel there, and you can feel those up there. Up here are some scratches that may polish out. So there are definitely a few pits, chips, and scratches. Here's a couple of touch-ups. These are fairly deep. And a long hairline scratch right in here that may buff out as well. Some of it may, coming down into here. A contact chip up here in the door jamb, and there's one on the driver's side as well. Now these running boards, a little bit more of the same. A few hairline scratches and touch-ups and whatnot here and there, and or spots that have not been touched up yet. Small chip. The glass is all in good shape. A couple hairline scratches on this right rear quarter glass. Two-piece windshield's been butted together. A little bit of delamination right around the center, but nothing too obvious. A small spider crack right here in this fender. And a chip right here. Chip. A few chips in the grill. A few chips along the contact edge. I think if you're looking at this car at 2 to 3 feet away, you're going to find a lot of chips and scratches. You're looking at it at 7 to 10 feet away, about here, it looks really good there. 15-inch wheels all the way around, American Racing. 185s on the front, 225s on the rear. Tires seem to be in pretty good shape. No curb scuffing. We got disc brake front, drum rear. dual exhaust, 2 1/4 inch, I believe. Finished trunk. It's got an electric release from the inside on the remote button. Again, there's turn signals functioning. Here's our remote. There's turn signals functioning. On the car on the inside and on the front of the car. Turn signals function in the rear of the car as well. Headlights and bright lights are working. Here's our bright light indicator. And the turn signals are flashing on the inside of the headlights. Well, I've only got one on right now. The doors seem to be in pretty good shape. A few areas of filler noted, not only down low but up high and up here in the quarter. So I think the body was filled and blocked to get smooth, more so than to repair rust or decay. A few small little various marks and chips on the roof. Again, when you get around the whole car, there is some few little cracks in the paint right here on this door. You can see those. A little bit of paint love that could stand everywhere. I'll get a flashlight out here in a minute if necessary. It's got a nice two-tone tweed interior, probably reminiscent of the late 80s, early 90s, based on color and pattern. This door panel's a little dirty down here and a little dirty. This could probably be cleaned up some. It's not really ripped up or torn. Both the seats are very nice. They're very comfortable. They both recline and they both move backward and forward. Carpet gets in pretty good shape. And the theme of the interior was carried into the kick panels and through the back. I will get a flashlight out to further display. Actually, it'll probably look better when we get outside. Let me pause this and get outside. I was told to head around the parking lot. With all the bad weather, rain and puddles, they did not want the car going out on the road. So I'll make a few passes. They got a pretty decent sized parking lot. I'll make a few passes through the parking lot. First to second happens really quick. Speedometer appears to be functioning. Tachometer seems to be working. Odometer is turning. Trip odometer is anyway. Fuel gauge appears to be working. We got, I don't know, less than a quarter of a tank. Voltage gauge is working. Oil pressure is about 40 pounds. Temp's getting up there. Temp is showing 250 on the gauge. I better put a manual gauge on that. I might go back in and park this thing as a matter of fact. First to second. I don't think we're going to have trouble getting to third gear in this. The exhaust sounds nice. Suspension feels good, despite we're missing a bolt there on the rack. Yeah, my temp gauge is running high. I don't want to be responsible to overheat this car. So we'll get her back in. Jason from Appraised, finishing up a very short test drive video. First to second, there we go. There we go, second to third, I got it. Okay. All right, thanks a bunch.